So in this episode we're going to do something a bit different than what we've done before. Jane and I are both vegan. We're both from the United Kingdom. Been vegan for about 6 years in the UK, so know pretty much cost of vegan food, what's available, what's not, and so on. We came here to the US and we're going to give you our impressions and just some of the things that we've seen shopping throughout the Western USA in the last 6 weeks. So how are we eating in USA? There's a bit of a clue here. All at Walmart. Why Walmart? Because they don't have an insane membership offer like most of the supermarkets where everything is twice the price for non-members. And to be a member, all you need is a US cell phone. So Walmart it's been. There's a Subway in virtually every Walmart. It's not a bit of interest for us because we have nothing vegan. It's a very depressing regularity with every single store. Always starts off with the fruit and vegetables, and then you have the bakery section over in the corner, and that's the same in absolutely every Walmart we've been in for thousands of miles. As well as bringing our bags and carrier bags, you might wonder why on earth I've brought a woolly top to a store. We're currently in Phoenix, where it's 35 degrees outside. And unfortunately all the supermarkets here are often chilled to freezing temperatures, we've actually had a coat in the back of our car quite regularly just so to avoid the aircon. Obviously it's environmentally friendly, absolutely not. Quite why they feel the need to freeze their stores so much, I don't know, but that's been the position all across the States. So I've got to say this one in Phoenix is not too bad at all. It's only aircon to a sensible temperature. This is an American obsession, pumpkins. Everywhere you go there are pumpkins, you know, and pumpkins of all sizes. They've often been outside. Now it is Halloween in a few weeks, but it's been the same ever since we arrived a month ago. Halloween seems an enormous thing here. They prepare for just so much. I mean, here you can see a huge row of different types of pumpkin and things like that. Again, in all Walmart stores you have these little desserts, pies as they call them. So you've got blueberry pie, apple pie, cherry pie, pecan pie, lemon pie, cinnamon cake. They're great. They're 74 cents. That's about 65 pence each. And none of them are vegan whatsoever. Every store you go to has an enormous array of frozen food. Junk food. Look at all this pizza. A whole frozen aisle full of trash. Pizza of all descriptions. No vegan pizza, sadly. Oh, this is just unbelievable. How much pizza can you eat? A hell of a lot if you're American. It's all pretty cheap as well. Just take it, bung it in the oven and eat some crap for dinner. There'll always be plenty of breakfast cereals to choose from. Lots of delicious ways to start your day. The main thing you have to be careful of though is that all of them contain a huge amount of added sugar. You can probably see from here, hopefully, this one's got 24% added sugar. About 22 to 24% is absolutely typical of the cereals here. Something that's been a mystery to us all the way through the States, it's been typical all the way along, is that the crisps here are really expensive. This brand Great Value is their equivalent of Tesco Value or Sainsbury's Basics. And this is $2 for a quite big but not monstrous pack. That's about £1.70. It's far, far more than we pay in the UK, and this is actually really good value. Typically you're more looking at things like this, which would be about $2.50 to $3 for a big packet of crisps. Yeah, I don't really know why it's so expensive. I suspect it's to do with protectionism on agriculture, but so very pleasingly for us, every store has a really good array of plant-based milk. It's at comparable prices to the UK, although I suspect it's more to cater for lactose intolerant people, especially the large Asian populations, than it is for vegans. If you want to buy your own soft drinks here, they're not too bad. They're quite good value, but you have to look carefully. For some reason, if you want 8 small bottles, that's $5.42. Or if you want 6 much larger bottles, $3.28. Quite why there's that big difference, I've got no idea, but that's the same across all stores. All Walmarts are preposterously large. You can see there one of the food shopping aisles, and then you'll see there's an enormous amount more to the rest of the store as you just look out over all the clothing. There's car products, there's computers, there's shoes, electronics, you name it, they have it in every store. This store doesn't do it, but I did buy a 16GB flash drive at one store, and they had it in the theft-proof things you put raisin things in. So I don't know if that store has experienced a rush of thefts on 16GB basic flash drives. Who knows? Interestingly, all the way through the whole of the Western America, including Alaska bizarrely, tofu has actually been really good value. Most the same as it costs in the UK, maybe even cheaper. So that's great, because obviously it's a key source of vegan protein. So this is our final trolley. Cheerios are the go-to breakfast cereal because they're vaguely healthy. Pasta, soya milk. And we've got very well enough food here for 2 days of Jane making food, and tofu, rice, and a lot of vegetables there. Some muffins for a bit of a change for breakfast. Breakfast so far has really been cereal and toast, and some lunch is always some form of sandwiches. So I'll go next and show you how much all this little lot costs. So this little lot was $38.54. Now we have the lottery about whether you can actually pay or not, because there's been quite a few stores we've come into which just don't accept international debit cards and credit cards for some reason. Literally you only have to use cash. It's rare, but we've had it about 2 or 3 times. So we'll let us see. It's one of those stores. So in these stores you've got no alternative but to resort to good old-fashioned $20. Bear in mind we're just at a little local store, not in an international area by any means here, so that's where we generally find it. In bigger areas they take international, no problem. For some reason they just don't do international debit and credit cards here. They should, but it just doesn't work. Well, pretty much every Walmart has one of these. A Coke machine, 75 cents, or 85 cents if you pay by card, per can. It's surprisingly addictive just to grab as you go, given you're probably driving for another hour or so, at least. Last, but by no means least, is the restrooms, which is really serious consideration when you are spending about 4 or 5 hours on the road.
Yeah, so you saw how we've been experiencing US supermarkets, and particularly Walmarts. It is worth saying that there is actually huge price variation. So when we were North Pole Alaska, it's extremely isolated, so obviously you can see that food is quite expensive there. What we didn't expect is when we went to Seattle, that being a sort of major city, we did not expect it to be on a par with Alaska. We were really surprised by that. Food was about 4 times the price of the UK. Truly shocking. We also found on our way into California, we found a vegan milkshake, which was momentarily very exciting, but then unfortunately when I looked at the price, it was $10.99 compared to the non-vegan one that was $5.99, and you've got to think what was in it, gold dust.
Okay, so we'll get back to a bit more of a normal episode next time when we'll show you the Grand Canyon. Until then, hope you enjoyed the episode.